that Zach LaVine could end up being a Laker?
I just think it's highly unlikely. Just and not that if Zach wants to go to LA, I just think the CBA makes it really hard because we're playing around with the trade machine, and I understand Russell Westbrook's contract in the 40s and Zach LaVine's next contract, which is right around $36 million, and you can get within 125% of it. But what happens is whenever a guy signs a new contract in a signing trade and it's for 120% more of his previous salary, it's 50. The NBA uses 50% of that salary in the trade. So it's not like you're matching 36 for 47. A Zach LaVine contract or a salary in a trade is basically $18-19 million because he's got base year compensation. So it's a complicated rule. So it just makes it highly complicated, makes it highly unlikely. I think the Lakers, certainly with the hard cap that they would be facing, it's tough. I mean, anything is possible, but it makes it extremely unlikely. Same with DeAndre Ayton in Phoenix. Guys like that. Ayton would be half of his salary used in a trade here. So the LaVine situation is interesting just because him leaving Chicago would be basically, I think, $55 million that he's leaving on the table for a guy that's coming off knee surgery, has dealt with a little bit of health issues. It's a lot. So I think it's unlikely, but this league. I mean, anything is certainly possible.
So let's go from the East to the West. Another player that we saw that has a game tonight, we'll see if he can continue to fend off elimination, is Luka Doncic. Do you see any potential pieces that could be that can meet the needs of the Mavericks moving forward this offseason?
Yeah, I mean they really need a rim protector. So we'll see who's going to be available when we get going in the next few weeks here. The thing with Dallas is, and what they did with that Porzingis trade was just breaking that up with Dinwiddie and Berton. So they've got like 10 players that between like $3 and $17 million that they can use in trade, and they got most of their draft picks here. So I think they'll be active because I think there certainly is a window, and I know getting to a conference finals is great, but as you guys know, I mean, this Western Conference is going to be a bear next year. Yeah. I mean, when you talk to Clippers and Denver and New Orleans and all these other teams, that they might be like New York, like we talked like from last year, as far as getting into the playoffs. I know the Knicks lost in the first round, but then now competing just for a play-in spot here. So I think the priority is certainly Jalen Brunson as far as what you do with him, and then going out and trying to find that rim protector.
Outstanding stuff by Bobby Marks, ESPN NBA front office inside. Hit him on Twitter at BobbyMarks42, the pride of Marist College in Poughkeepsie, New York. And Jay Will still doesn't want to speak to him after he got cut, but at least they had a thawing out here on Keyshawn.
That, what a lot of people thought was a foregone conclusion of Zach staying in Chicago on whatever deal it was going to be may not be the case. So as you look at options for this summer, maybe Zach LaVine is in play if you're willing to give a max. I'm sure he would take a 4-year max to get him out of there. And he's unrestricted.
All right, so Alan Hahn, I know you were here. You may not like this, but let's pose a scenario I found myself thinking about last night because these rumors around Zach LaVine and the Lakers, if he wanted to force a sign and trade and he wanted to go to L.A. So Chicago, let's put this hypothetical situation. Chicago had no choice but to send him to L.A. to make something work, right? So almost in a way, Chicago loses all leverage that they could have had if he were a restricted free agent because he's unrestricted. Yep. That puts him in the bind. Right. So I propose this. It's out there, too. The Lakers get Zach LaVine. 3-way trade with the New York Knicks. So we all know the Knicks in a way. You're not sure about if you made the right decision with Julius Randle. Is that fair to say for you as a Knicks fan?
Affirmative.
Okay. Do you like Evan Fournier?
He's a nice guy.
All right, nice guy, but not a guy that you want to build around for the future.
Don't know if he's a fit.
You want to build around R.J. Barrett.
Yeah,
to a degree.
Option. That's an option.
That's an option. Okay. So getting cap space is important for you guys going into that next free agent summer. Correct.
Yes.
So you want to offload some cap space.
Are you cross-examining the witness?
No, yes, I am.
I'm looking at it on the board on
So in
monitor,
return,
I see it. I like
right?
it.
The Knicks will get Russell Westbrook, 2027 first round, and 2028 first round pick from the Lakers. The Bulls may not like this, but in return, if they're losing Zach LaVine, they get a guy like Julius Randle that potentially they could use as trade asset with Vucevic for another piece if they felt like they were going to get that, and Evan Fournier, which gives them a little bit more depth from the guard position.
So you're so the Bulls get very front court heavy.
They could,
very
but
front court
they're
heavy.
still looking to move. If they want to move Vucevic, they still have pieces. But I'm saying they're looking for something in return.
Gotcha. No,
to
I-
a degree because their
now,
hand
and
is
the
being
picks,
forced.
and the pick. Now, that's your deal that you have there.
Yes, I'm throwing it up there for
All
you.
right, because the picks, the 27 and 28, whose picks are those?
Lakers.
Lakers.
Well, they can't give you unless they have 2 picks in the same year. They can't give you back-to-back years draft picks.
Have to be.
You'd have to be. It would. You can't do. You can't give. It's the Stepien rule. You can't give
that's right, yeah, that's
back-to-back
Come on,
first-round picks.
Jay.
But I think
So
you
you can go-
20.
But you know
Let's
what,
go.
Alan? Even just getting
Because
Westbrook.
I think the 2 picks is what, to me, that's
do it
what's
over.
attractive.
West-
and the expiring Russell.
that's the
Westbrook.
thing. It's an expiring
It's 40,
deal.
48 million, right?
Yeah,
Whatever it is.
47,
comes off the
yeah.
books.
Yeah, I don't hate it, but that's not my best option from my perspective if I'm running the Knicks. That's not my best option, but that's an option.
I think it
wouldn't hate
makes
it.
sense.
I don't hate it.
I think it makes a look. If I'm the Lakers, I love it. If I'm the Knicks, I like it. Chicago. If I'm the Bulls, I don't like it.
But here's the problem.
I'm
Here's the
trying to-
problem
go
from a
ahead.
Lakers standpoint.
Yeah.
Zach LaVine is now going to be your one when
a Lakers
LeBron
perspective?
James LeBron James exited in a couple years. Now he is your number one with no picks.
Well, he's
now
your-
what do you do?
Well, you have Levine and Anthony Davis. That's your.
Again, that's your one.
Yeah, you'll get
because
another guy,
Anthony,
Keith. It's the Lakers.
Yeah, I
the
get
Lakers.
it, but you always, as a Laker, are looking for the future. Somebody that you can move and
You ain't
pass
giving
on.
them the keys, yeah.
Yeah, so you got AD, which we thought originally, okay, well, that may be the case, but people have soured on AD in LA. And now you picking up Zach LaVine. LeBron's gone in 2-3 years. You got to pass the mantle to Zach LaVine.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
what you really want to do?
Yeah, Key makes a great point, and here's what I'll say from it on the different perspectives. Look, selfishly, it's a good deal for the Knicks if that's an option because it does clear up cap space. It's an expiring. It's a guy that see if Russ just comes here and goes nuts, whatever. For the Bulls, it's just getting something for nothing because he'll walk anyway, right? So you're getting
Yeah.
something for nothing. That's why the Bulls get that, and they could use some three-point shooting in Evan Fournier. They don't have really good three-point shooting. For the Laker perspective, though, Key, you're the Laker guy. Is that a Laker kind of like Zach LaVine, Anthony Davis? Is that Showtime?
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But wait,
Yeah,
guys,
I-
you're
come
rushing
on.
past
How
the
do
LeBron
yeah,
part.
well, you guys-
LeBron's still
LeBron just
playing.
playing at an
I'm not
MVP
rushing past-
level.
I'm not rushing past LeBron. I'm looking
Hold
to
on.
the future.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. Wait. You're looking at the future, Key. I'm looking at trying to get a championship in this window with
Yes.
LeBron James.
I understand. I understand.
So I like another dynamic guy
Zach
that can
LaVine?
do things off a pick and roll with AD. It gives another option, and he provides shooting on the floor with LeBron James. I think this for
I love it for 2022, 2023.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with 2022, 2023. And I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, isn't he a clutch client?
He just became a clutch client in September. Yes.
So, yeah, okay.
Follow
So
the money.
there you go.
Guys, if people wanted Buddy Hield on the Lakers, forget about can you give the keys to Zach LaVine and AD? You cross that bridge when you come to it. LeBron's playing right now; he's still great. If people wanted Buddy Hield, now take Buddy Hield and make him jump out of the gym. Right? Zach LaVine can bomb from outside and he can jump out the gym. You put him as the number 3 on the Lakers right now.
All right.
It's perfect.
Can
And
I
he
wet
has-
blanket that though? I'll give you
Yeah.
the wet blanket. Anthony Davis is tissue paper, right? Like
Yeah.
he's a guy that gets hurt all the time. Zach LaVine's got a knee issue that comes up all the time. That's 2 guys now that you'd have.
And LeBron's
locked
100.
up a ton. And
But he
LeBron's-
played through the season.
Well,
most
he-
of it.
He had to
He
keep
missed some
taking
times,
time
yeah,
off.
but
You're
he
right.
played through
No,
it.
he plays through it, but it's there, and he's not getting younger.
You like it for the Knicks? It's okay for
Just,
the Bulls.
yeah.
You don't love it for the Lakers?
Don't love it for the Lakers,
I
no.
love it for the Lakers. I like it for the Knicks. I don't like it for the Bulls.
Yeah, but the Bulls
Well,
would
the Bulls
have
have
no
no
choice
choice,
because you're
Max.
losing.
They have no choice.
But you could I think you could get a better sign and trade
something for
package
nothing.
than Julius Randle and Evan
we'll give
Fournier.